This is Walter Bradley, and I've had the great privilege of being with Greg Fernandez. And introduce yourself to our listeners.
Yo, everybody, I'm Chris.
Chris, and he's just come back from
The Free Your Mind Conference in Philadelphia.
Nice.
Okay,
tell us about that.
Oh, it was epic, described from the speakers themselves.
What's the reason for this?
It's like a conference, like a lot of the conspiracy con, but it's on
A lot of the same faces on the East Coast now? Okay.
Well,
some of them. Some.
Sonia Barrett's going to be at Conspiracy Con this year.
Oh, nice.
But she
Sonia
was
Barrett.
out.
Oh,
She
cool.
was out there. Beyond that,
But-
I haven't.
But who
seen
is Sonia
anything.
Barrett, for those who may not know?
Sonia Barrett talks a lot about breaking the matrix of a mind. She is from the mindset that much of this is a virtual existence and a computer-type simulation. And if it's computer, then, well, it can be hacked, in which case we can write our own script.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
Far out.
What's interesting about that is we all are in that. It's called your own universe, and each people scripts their own universe in a way.
Oh, totally.
But the government, or let's not say the government, let's just say those who want to reach an expected end for themselves and for
the
their
powers that be.
agenda, they can set it up to guide you. Put bumpers, so to speak, of fear or pleasure, as I was talking earlier. So
Of course.
carrying it on.
In fact, I've noticed that not just the government, but everyone beyond the
Yes.
government, they don't do a damn thing. They don't. They don't.
not worried.
No, I mean, well, all they do is manipulate people to imprison themselves. It's not the Rockefellers,
Well
out of the
said.
street.
Yes,
So-
that's right.
So, but yeah, absolutely, they have a collective, consciousness, a collective, agenda.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, they manipulate the people below them toward, and at the same time, hey, we got a collective agenda. As long as we
Right.
come together and respect.
We're
and
the
value
ones
truth.
they do not like. You could consider us the ones who are offering the blue or the red pill, saying, hey, you can listen to us or do this and listen, or you can take that and go your own way. It's okay, whatever you wish.
Absolutely, that's why we pass out the DVDs and feel compelled to, because we got more people onto this. Yeah, the easier we could shift this. And
I'm going to be doing a
so,
hard talk on that.
so you were
Conspiracy con.
at a conference in Philadelphia. What do you think? Was it good?
Give us a report.
Overall?
It was epic.
Yeah.
It was the first time I got to see Freeman speak in person. I'm actually wearing his shirt.
Okay.
So he went into not
Tell
only.
us about the shirt. Who is this man?
Actually,
Renegade. All right, he's a renegade.
Who is he? I mean, it looks like Obama. He's wearing, a pharaoh type thing. So he makes the case and lays it out that it's possible that our
He's descended of, or
Does he think that
a biological
Obama
clone
went
Yes,
oh,
the
okay.
clone.
of Akhenaten.
So he
Akhenaten,
doesn't think
I've heard
that
this.
Obama went back in time and became a pharaoh by bringing them riches and gold.
He says Michael Jackson did that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully we'll have a little time to talk about that. We're gonna have to move pretty quickly
Yeah.
here, but we do want to get into a little bit about your comedy spot coming up.
That's coming up in
have
Memorial
Have
Day.
you even worked on it? Are you ready
Manor
for it?
Lounge, May 27th in San Lorenzo. Tell us about your act.
Oh yeah, this will be my first stand-up, so I hope that doesn't repel too many people away. But nonetheless, I have been working on it.
It's okay. 'Cause there might not be that many people there anyway. So you never
Well, we're going to be videotaping it, so it's going to
Yeah.
market for our space and time, and
Yeah.
the audience is generational.
We're going to have it on record.
Well,
and
this is really just to bring people like us and people that are going to listen to a show like this, to bring them into a social gathering place where we can all just chill and just
relax.
talk. I mean, really, I think a lot of the other problems, a lot of people don't want to talk about these things, or they don't know who they can talk to, and they don't know who they can't talk to.
in a right atmosphere in,
the
which
right
they're going to be
atmosphere,
accepted
of
for what
course.
they're saying and
Right.
not considered. As one of my friends at my fellowship said, they think I'm a crackpot. My own husband and kids think, oh, yeah, Mom. And I go, no, just hold the course, be yourself, and relax. In time, they're going to be saying, thanks, Mom.
So what made you want to do comedy? I mean, what have you had this idea for a long time?
Yes, absolutely. I've noticed that when we were doing street actions, you know, like, oh, you're getting involved with a 9/11 street action, and you start bullhorning 9/11 truth, and oh, geez, there's those clowns again. And then
everybody walks a big circle around you.
And then there, you know, it's the same thing with like the Federal Reserve. But we start doing like Love Police, and we start doing the, you know, the sarcasm and just cracking jokes on the bullhorns, and that's when we started getting like attention. And in fact, I'm just wrapping up a video that I'm doing where I am skydiving. And as I'm skydiving, it's like an effect, right? I'm not really, okay. You know,
well, that's some great camera work.
Effects, yes.
Your hair looked a little wind whipped there.
And as I'm falling through the air, I'm singing a jingle about chemtrails to the children's theme song that we grew up about that was called DuckTales. And I'm thinking, oh, well, you know, there's like that's like a formula, as I understand it, that would keep people compelled to keep them watching.
DuckTales?
Oh, yeah, like DuckTales. Whoa!
So this is a new video that you're working on now?
Yes, it will be released later this week. I was working
Looking forward to that.
days trying to make chemtrail brushes in
That'll
Illustrator.
be released on where can people find that?
Oh, that'll be on my YouTube channel. On you just type in a Scary Coyote.
Scary Coyote.
Scary
That's all one
Coyote.
word,
Oh, I like
yeah.
that one. I like
It's
that
got
name.
a nice
Scary
ring
Coyote.
to it. It sounds cool, but I have to eventually shift it. So really,
Where did that name come? Why Scary
Oh,
Coyote?
it's corny. I really just thought it sounded cool. It had kind of a nice rhyme to it. Way back when I was like in high school, and I just haven't. I'm gonna.
You didn't have a fear of coyotes or anything?
No, if anything, I felt like a kinship toward the Native American coyote.
Oh, yeah.
Coyote Man.
The Native American angle.
Conquer your fears.
And scary put in front of that just sounds cool, you know, 'cause it's got like a nice rhyme to it.
Okay.
Like Wile E.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So,
it's been taken it away.
How many minutes do you think? What are you planning on? 5, 10, 20? How long do you want to go?
Oh, geez, man. Yeah, somewhere between 5 and 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 to
Quick
10.
set.
All right. Cool.
Very good.
All right. Cool. Because we got you all lined up and ready. But you also play music, right? You
Oh,
do some type
yeah.
of music.
You're a musician.
Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, yeah.
What do you play?
Well, I try to play
Heavy
guitar
metal,
and
death,
guitar,
no.
yeah. Well, those are my roots, actually.
I know.
And-
Yeah. But what type of music do you play? Like if you were to play something right now.
What would you play?
If I see some guitars in here, I would either just write. I would play one of the songs that I wrote, or I would serenade you with Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Me, I make up my own songs and I write. I'm a writer, lyricist, and I write many songs. In fact, I'm going to do some poetry out there. And if y'all can endure my poetry, I'll probably do it before his comedy set so you can laugh well.
No, I don't know. I think you'll have to do the comedy. I think you're scheduled for the comedy a little later on. So.
Oh, man. You need to have comedy.
Oh, we got more
after me.
comedy.
You got to have comedy after me because after that, you need some comedy.
Yeah, bring all right. Yeah, bring.
So we'll look at. We'll be bringing that.
We'll
on.
see. Yeah, we have another guy, Sonny. I don't know if you've ever met
Sonny Desai.
Yeah.
He's written the book. What has he written there?
The Vegetarian
Agenda.
Okay.
Yes, there we go.
Okay.
We were playing off each other, see if we remember.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to remember in my head.
The vegetarian conspiracy.
That's what it basically is, really, because
it really works out
it
that
talks
way.
about how
It's good.
how governments would use meat as a way to control people, basically. It's an interesting book.
That makes sense,
Yes.
considering the
It's a very
psychology
interesting
of dominating an animal and devouring it, the most fundamental act of it. Yeah, of course, what goes around comes around. You are what you eat. Makes sense.
And
you would
he
get
does
devoured
say
by
that.
the government.
He
So
says that.
if you want to make the people, this is kind of what the book's kind of saying, and I hope I'm not getting this wrong. If I am, we'll have Sonny on.
Well, Sonny will
He's
correct
like,
you.
"Yes, no."
Sonny will get you straight.
But basically, it was that the people that they would feed meat would be angry, and they would be the ones that they would consider warriors, and they'd
Yes.
send them out to go fight. And the
Beef
ones
eaters.
who wouldn't eat meat were the ones that would end up being slaves and end up falling into these systems.
And even in England, they called them the beef eaters. The ones who were well fed were the army, warriors, guards, so forth.
It's
Well,
like the gin.
I eat beef.
And they drink good gin.
Whoa, this
They
is
get the
deep,
best
man.
stuff. And the good scotch. Oh, yeah, that'll really go.
All right. Well, yeah. So you're gonna do some comedy. We got Brad or Walter doing some poetry. We're gonna have.
But you
some
got you
music.
doing. Huh?
We're gonna do music too. Yeah.
Some good hip hop.
Yeah. We're gonna we're gonna have.
Tell them
Shauna.
about the hip hop.
Well, it's just about real music. It's
Yeah.
really about music that is from my mind, body, and soul.
Oh, Mind,
And
Body,
that's
Soul
it.
Productions, which
That's
is
why
about
you're
truth,
here.
which is We Are Change under the Alex Jones kind of umbrella.
I don't
Not
want
that
to be
we
under
were-
Alex Jones'
We're
umbrella.
not
no.
under that,
I'm
but
not under
the
that.
truthers are. Yeah,
Come under
because-
my umbrella.
I'm not going under there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alex
But
Jones is
but the
cool.
thing,
Yeah,
I'm not under
Jones and this is. But he does do some good stuff, and
He does. No, he does.
challenge.
Yeah.
He does challenge people
I mean,
that talk about the reptilians to an extent of. There might be some reality and grain of truth to that, but what is it? And David Icke sometimes goes a real different direction. But we're running out of time here now.
We got about 10 minutes left here.
Yeah, and
So,
are we going on the 15-minute schedule? Or are we going to take it up the
We're
full
just going to
time?
keep going.
Where are we?
Why not?
Okay, we're paid and loaded, and we're actually getting our producer and or engineer who is running this. Now, let's talk about our engineer and say thank you.
It's funny that you mention all of the stuff that we have in this studio, because right now we are live at Ohm Studio in San Jose, California.
Clover was recorded
Really cool
years ago.
ambiance.
We're in
So-
the ambiance of the 60s era.
Yeah. So this is Dublin Beats, and he is the
Dublin
one who
Beats.
is handling all of the
Thank you
sounds. He
so
handles
much.
all of my songs.
He does
and I
an
wouldn't-
excellent job.
I'm
I
just
would
going to
not
move in
be-
here. I hope that's
Already?
not a problem.
You've only been here a few minutes.
Hey,
You already-
it's
It's
rent your
comfortable
space
here.
over there by the bongos, dude.
Well, he's
It's only $500 a square inch.
I would
Don't
say
worry.
Dublin Beats is my brother. He is like my brother.
Well, I've
He
seen
really
it,
is.
and I've seen the work that you've come through here, and I
I
ask
would
you-
not be the artist that I am today without him. So if you hate me, it's his fault.
No, but if you like it,
but if you like it, it's me.
You did it.
no, but remember, it's the engineer that makes you look good.
He's
and
more.
sound good.
He's more than.
It's that,
than
and
that, more than that.
And so
More
we
than that.
want to give a hi ho and a thank you and appreciation for using this wonderful studio.
There's
Give you a
something
high five.
something different about working
In fact,
with Dublin Beats.
if you
Every
like
time
wine, I'm going to
it's
bring you
different.
something from Westover Winery to say thank you.
He can't drink wine. Can't drink wine.
What does he drink?
He's allergic.
I feel for you.
yeah.
But
But,
whatever
okay.
he drinks, we'll figure it out. I couldn't give him something.
Tea. He likes tea.
Good tea.
Beefeaters.
Oh, I
Tea's
know
good.
some good teas, and I'm into tea, so yeah, I can help him out with that.
Okay, so before we wrap this up, we got about 7 minutes left here.
Where you want to go?
Let's go. You brought in this book here that
Oh,
I'm
sure
really
did.
curious about because
Oh, I love talking
I was
about this.
talking a little bit about labels and how we use labels in churches and this and that, and we separate ourselves with these labels. And you have a great book here written by one of my favorite pro
One of mine.
wrestlers.
One of mine that
One
was
of
in
my
my area
favorite
of work.
governor. Actually, my favorite governor.
Yep, and one of mine too, and one of
yeah.
my favorite cohorts. In
You're talking
crime.
about Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I would love it if Arnold would just wake up and
Arnold,
see
we
me
need
alive,
you to
know.
come here
Oh,
and talk the
man.
truth.
But I've never asked Arnold
Did
about
not see
911. I've never heard his view on that. So,
Well, we'd like to have it if he ever comes. We'd like to have
the
him
man
here.
that you're talking about
Yes.
here.
Let's
is-
talk about Jesse Ventura.
And he wrote the book.
And George Stephanopoulos wrote that Jesse Ventura never shies away from a fight. And I agree
Well,
with
George
that.
Stephanopoulos is a douchebag. Let me just say that right
But-
now.
but
I
wait a
really
minute.
don't like
With a
that.
funny name.
Wait a minute. Let's
No, I mean, come on, man.
now, the Stephanopoulos is
This guy.
Stephanopoulos, yeah. But the thing about it is, he makes a good point, though.
Why don't you ask him about 911? I'll bet you he
well,
won't be
yeah,
happy.
there's a different.
You probably get
and he
tased
even
for
got
that.
Rosie O'Donnell in there. Where's he going to all these? He must have just turned it over to his agent and say, "Get me some."
Actually, he
get me
has
some
Howard,
print."
Howard Stern on there too.
Yeah, he has
so,
Howard
yeah.
Stern and Alan Colmes.
Which I do like Howard Stern. I think he is, he's
As much
great.
as he's strange,
Well,
and he's
he's-
doing it for the
That's his
publicity
freedom,
and his
it's
money
all-
and his.
I don't know. I just think we should all have our freedoms. We
Yeah.
should have our
Yeah,
freedoms.
well,
And I don't knock
Toast to
George
that.
or Howard.
I don't want to knock anybody, but I will knock Glenn Beck any chance I get.
Well, Glenn Beck sucks.
Hey, we're running out of time, but Stephanopoulos isn't that crazy. Let's keep it on track here, guys. But Jesse Ventura with
left.
Dick Russell has come up with the Democrats and the Rebloodlicans. Now that's coming off the gangs, the Crips and the Bloods.
As
and
in
putting
the
it,
Democrat,
and the Democrats and the Rebloodlicans. He's
are
targeting
the
them
Democrats
as gangs.
and the Republicans.
And see, these are the gangs of D.C., and these are the two gangs that are running America. Now, it's interesting. You keep hearing Obama or any presidential speaking voice, a talking head for the government. That's what a president is. He's actually, by the, let's just say, by definition, is the head diplomat for foreign relations. He is also the one who can reject or veto. And you hear this thing about line item vetoes. He can veto legislation that has been approved by both houses or Congress or the Republicans and the Democrats within the Senate or the Representatives, House of Representatives. So you have a very powerful position as president, but you're literally the head diplomat for foreign relations and can make treaties and or acts of war, declare war, with the approval of Congress. As we see, that hasn't worked well in Vietnam and a few other places here recently.
Of course.
But anyway, the Democrats and the Rebloodlicans, he has gone through this, and I haven't gotten through it all, but let's choose something that he has written, and we're getting close here, but let's just choose in page 46 of Jesse Ventura's book with Dick Russell, Democrats and Rebloodlicans. It says, as it turns out, 30 big U.S. corporations spent more money lobbying than they paid in federal taxes from 2008 to 2010. He says, in fact, 29 of these companies managed to pay no federal income taxes at all. That's because they're job creators, right? But keep in mind that the tax code calls for 35% of corporate profits to go toward taxes. But those same 29 companies got tax rebates instead. Say in General Electric's case, nearly $5 billion on top of a $140 billion bailout on the way to global 2010 profits of $14 billion. The combined profits of these 29 outfits, as he described it, hit $164 billion, and the rebates almost $11 billion.
Is this a random quote that you just pulled up, or did
I just pulled it up.
Did you plan to go to that page?
I never planned anything.
Okay.
This is an accidental.
Never planned.
I just fell into that particular page. And think about that. That means, now where do our taxes go? Do y'all know?
Yeah.
Federal Reserve. What's the Federal Reserve? A private corporation owned by 13 or so families that take profit from our taxes. Now, as it says in the Constitution, no foreigner can rule us. However, through the Federal Reserve, you have families that are taking government taxes for their profits.
Well, this goes back to the whole thing where people don't understand their own rights, and even me, I'm still learning about my own rights. I mean,
by the Constitution.
But I should have. The things that I was
Supposedly.
taught in school are not the things that I should have been taught in school. What we should have been taught.
Well, what do you mean?
School,
well, describe that.
I should have been taught about the Constitution from the very start.
But do they teach that?
No, I didn't learn that until 12th grade. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
they want you to be prepared for the Constitution. They want you to.
I didn't understand that. There were people here before Columbus sailed the ocean blue. There were people here. I mean, come on, and I was one of them. I came from those people.
Lee Ferris.
And it was just never mentioned. It was
That's
just like,
true.
oh, this land was empty, and people came over here, and that.
Well, it was never empty. The people were always here, and it goes back to what is in the Word, which was this used to be one big continent.
Yeah.
All of the different continents now used to be one. Now, those who are into this false, whatever they want to call it, evolution, seem to say, oh, it was Pangea.
Well, that's what I was taught. I was taught that in school, that we came from fish. And it was
no.
This
it was
is
chemicals
science, this is good.
that developed bacteria and one-celled amoeba that.
No, they said it was
said
a
you came from that.
fish that learned how to walk on land.
Oh, yeah.
That's
that
right.
was the
And when-
big, at least
Yeah,
for me.
I was shown an
And
animation.
it was a red
It made
herring.
It
sense.
sounded good.
It's like
it was
another
just as good
cartoon.
as Al Gore's
Well, yeah.
cartoon he had. That was great.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
that fish was a red herring.
But we were talking about. Okay, so
That's a
we
good
are
one.
going to end this here.
All
but we
right,
were
I'll get off
talking
it.
about Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, and one of the thing-
Democrats and
And I recommend the book. Why?
It's a great
Because
book,
he
actually.
opens your eyes to some realities which the government and the public organizations and media that should be telling us the truth about where we are today, they're not. It is media controlled by those who are wanting to not really deceive you, but keep you from finding the truth. And they'll give you whatever it is that will keep you occupied so that you don't get to where you learn the things that will really give you knowledge about how the world really is today.
That's it. Chris, any final words before we go?
Oh no, just it was cool hanging out with you guys.
Well, I'm glad you came.
Yeah.
I've been asking about
It was
you.
awesome.
Come
Okay, thank you
on.
for joining us for the first ever podcast of Mind, Body, Soul Radio.
Hey, and we're here,
We're here,
and we'll be back
and we will be back.
with the truth.
Maybe sooner than you think.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
and
so
I
much.
hope you enjoyed.
And-
This is Mind, Body, Soul.
And a great engineer here,
and
Dublin Beats.
Dublin Beats.